Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Rapid Fire Questions. I'm Austin Moore with Remax United and the Austin Moore Group. I'm accompanied by my wife. Today, she's going to ask me these rapid fire questions. And again, these are things that are on the top of her mind and maybe on the top of your mind as well. I'm going to do the best I can to answer them over the next couple of minutes.
Do open houses actually sell homes?
Depends on who you talk to. I would say that in my opinion, sometimes they definitely do. If they're marketed correctly and if the person holding the open house does a thorough job of, putting out directional signs and advertising the open house prior to it taking place, they can definitely get a large crowd and they can definitely get legitimate interested parties there to view it. I will say, though, that just from my own experience, I've recognized that some agents only hold open houses on their listings so that they can try to get more buyers and not necessarily sell them on that particular house, but maybe try to sell them on other homes at that point. So it doesn't always sell the home that's being held open, but it's a good way for agents to generate more leads and more business.
Should I make repairs to my home before listing?
You absolutely should make repairs if you can. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. I would say that you need a realtor to guide you through that process. So if you're wanting to make the home eligible for certain government loans, I think that it's important that you have a realtor that can walk around the house and say, hey, this peeling paint or this rotting wood, like we need to go ahead and take care of that now. Otherwise, it's going to become an issue during the appraisal process. And then also just, general clean up items, and then any updates that could potentially be the difference between you selling the home and not selling the home. Having someone to put a pair of eyes on that and, give you good advice when it comes to that is important.
Do I have to accept the highest offer?
The answer to that is no. No, you do not. As the seller, you can accept whatever offer it is that you want to accept. As a real estate agent, as a listing agent or seller's agent, it's my duty to make sure that I am being honest and loyal throughout the process, and that I'm also disclosing all offers to my sellers. And there have been times where my sellers have accepted offers that were a little bit lower. Something that we started to outlaw is love letters, because during the peak of this seller's market, we started to get love letters from buyers with pictures of their families and why they loved the home so much. And you had sellers that were making kind of uninformed decisions at that point and going with their heart more than their head. But it's definitely something that, sellers, they do not have to accept the highest offer.
What is the best time of year to sell?
It really depends on who you talk to. I mean, I have had this conversation with so many different clients. They always ask me this question. I would say that the obvious answer is when the weather's nice. So springtime, summertime, things like that. But the problem is that's what everybody else is thinking. So you have everybody that wants to put their home on the market in the springtime. Well, if you have more inventory to choose from at that point, well, then buyers aren't necessarily going to focus just on your house. So sometimes listing in the wintertime can actually be pretty beneficial, because sometimes in the wintertime, there's less inventory, less for buyers to choose from, thus ending up with your house selling for possibly more.
Should I stage my home?
Yes, you should stage your home. And some people don't know what that means and what that looks like. I'm not necessarily saying that your house has to be pristine at all times, but just keep in mind there are important factors that could mess with the buyer's mindset when they're walking through your home. I would say as much stuff off the floors as possible, as much stuff off the walls as possible, and countertops, clearing those off, making it look as big and as clean as possible so that when they walk through, they can picture themselves living there.
Can I sell my home without a realtor?
You certainly can, but don't do that. Yes, you can sell your home without a real estate agent. Is it advisable? Is it something that I recommend to people? Obviously not. I'm going to have a biased opinion there. But there have been for sale by owners that have had success, and sometimes it works out. But national statistics show that even if you sell your house by yourself to try and save on commissions, a lot of the time you're going to end up netting more by listing with an agent than listing by yourself, even after paying fees. So just keep that in mind before you decide to go down that road yourself, especially if you have kids, you work a full-time job. Leave that up to the realtor, to the real estate agent, and let them handle it for you.